$500 more. $92.82. So that is 1,000 more pesos into the pocket.
Theoretically, this doesn't count as cash coming in, but it's cash coming in.
Drug dealers.
No.
A lot has happened since last episode. Let me break it down.
Woke up for a sales call. There's no sales call. The sales call has been cancelled.
Oh, I way prefer this editing. It looks so much slicker.
But one sales call that I had with a friend, my friend Matt, he actually came back to me and said, I've got a friend who needs this, this, and this done and wants a lot of content.
I got 2 new clients this month, and this is exactly how I did it. You've made it to 30 seconds, so do your friends a favour and share this with someone who's on the entrepreneurial journey. The goal of this series is minimum to hit 10k per month. Effectively, I'm putting my own reality TV show together. That was the whole thought process, was make it kind of like reality TV and make it interesting, and that's why we're doing the reaction to it, because that's kind of how reality TV is. And make it interesting for someone who has the similar interests to myself. That's really the whole vision. About business.
So we are moving, aren't we, Catty?
Yay!
Yay! I need to go and get cash out for rent. This is a state. Everything's a state. We need to start packing. We haven't even packed. We haven't got a car to move. But
I'm funny. I should have put a picture of my butt on it.
That's a £60 invoice paid.
That raised our net worth to $2,303. That's when we started making a little bit of cash. It wasn't crazy, and again, you'll see the journey, but that money when you have nothing is great. I love it. I love starting a business and making money.
So the house is being packed up.
This makes for a good video. This is the car we're moving house with. It doesn't even have a front bumper.
Oh my god.
This makes for a good video.
No. So if anyone ever says, it's easy for you, I'm going to say, look at this video. This car doesn't even have a bumper. I don't even know how that was legal to drive in Mexico, but it is.
Mexico,
It's
so,
Mexico. You can do whatever you want.
Got to do what you've got to do. Is it locked? I'm sweating. Carrying cases. Feeling abundant, so I'm tipping more. Why? Because that's what abundant people do. I currently have nothing. I'm using this table as an office. You can see how messy it is. So I need to figure out a way. I need to buy a desk. With the money that I've earned so far, I was able to buy a desk. Investments in the business.
That was when we started getting cash in, and that was when we bought the desk.
Yeah.
There was only one desk, wasn't it?
Only one.
Yeah, because then we ended up selling it when we left.
I was
And then we bought
always
the same
working
desk.
in the kitchen
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, I ended up having the second bedroom with the second TV, so I had 2 monitors.
Well, yeah. Also in that moment, I don't know. Well, yeah, you're not going to see it here, but we went through a crisis. I went to a crisis of being crying in the floor. I'm like, I cannot deal with this anymore. I need money. So I was between going back to a job that I hate, or like working with my brothers. That is not like the easiest things to do. But I have to say, okay, I have to swallow my ego and say, I need work. I need a job. And I start working with them. And then you were working with this client and we moved.
Cash flow wasn't consistent, though. I don't believe.
I was being paid every 15 days.
I wasn't. I never have been.
Yeah.
Until later on in the series, which you will find out.
Self-care like crazy. In the mirror screaming health over wealth. Ay. I used to see limitations. Stop taking L's, now they just imitations of my lower self. Used to be unconscious, no longer on the defense. I'm only on the offense.
Just picked up 1,000 pesos from a client that I made a video for.
1,000 pesos is roughly maybe like
40?
$60. 40, between $40 and $60, somewhere between there. I'll put it on the screen maybe if I can be bothered. But that paid for shopping. The little things work.
For a quick advert, we move in. The money I just picked up has all been spent on food and toilet paper. I've been in my underwear all day. Why? Because I've been working all day. But the rest of it was calls, editing, and all that type of stuff. Next sales call coming in a moment.
So you're going to see live action of the master selling. That's how boring I am.
No, sorry.
Okay, cool. Let's get into it. Let's get into sort of what your idea was and what you sort of had in mind, and then see if there's anything I can do. I'm always happy to help. If I can't help, I can point you in the right direction, or I can send you over to the right people. But if there's something I can do, then I'm more than happy to do that with you. Something like that. It could start there and then it can develop. That's sort of the thought process I have for you. I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah, that could be an interesting starting avenue.
Be about between $1,000 and $2,000 for about 30 videos a month, give or take.
100%, yeah. And I think if there's a good plan,
Oh, there's always a good plan with me.
you know, if there's a good plan, then if it is a little bit more, could also work.
How about this? I've got an idea for you. What I'll do is I'll put together a plan within your budget of what I can do. Then I'll put together a separate plan, which would be goal to monetization faster. Then it's down to you to say which one for you feels more aligned currently. If the one is like, I don't really want to rush it, or that's a good plan, and if I can monetize quickly, then why not?
I'm curious, to anyone that is any good at sales, please rate me out of 10. Because I don't know how great I am, but also I think that was quite a good thing of like, look, let's give you your budget option. Let's give you where it could potentially go. And I can't remember how much that turned into. I think it was like a couple $100s a month.
Me neither, but
I think it was like $400 a month or something like that.
Like I said, all payment terms, all next steps will be in the email, everything like that, invoice, everything. Then from there we can just walk forward.
After one back and forth, we came up with a final decision. $500 for month one, $390 per month for the next 6 months. Oh, there we go.
but I like the videos that you did for that.
Yeah, we did some really cool
They were
videos. We did some really cool videos. But that was, again, when we had no money. So we had to do everything. So our budget, like we were like, oh, how cheap can we do it? Because we want to get clients. Whereas now we think about it and we're like, you need to be able to afford us to pay our team.
Exactly.
Because we don't want to do all of the legwork, because we've got to run the business in itself. We need to do lead gen. We need to also my personal brand stuff, Katya's personal brand stuff. We've got other things that we need to do, as well as building the business and doing the work within the business. Therefore, we need people to do it. That's why we have to charge more. And we only figured that out when it got difficult and we wanted to build the team to be able to charge more.
But I think that that's cool, and it shows that you have to adapt in the beginning. And in the beginning, you can say like, okay, we'll adapt to your budget. But once you start like showing your expertise and doing what we're doing, now we can say, okay, you can be a client or you cannot be a client. But we didn't do that in the first sale. So
Yeah, we took whoever we could take. Whoever was like, we'll give you some cash. We were like, yes, please.
So it's the same, like we all start, I'm not saying that you have to do this, but we all start working for free in a moment years ago, and then charging how we could charge in the beginning, but then you start moving on and you can have like a status and be like, you're not.
So for a moment, I completely forgot that YouTube pays me as well. So that is an extra $92.82. Woohoo! July earnings to nearly $3,000. So I just felt like I did a deal. So I had some Mexican guy turn up with cash at my house. It was just my old deposit for rent. So theoretically, this doesn't count as cash coming in, but it's cash coming in. So this nearly pays this month's rent, because it's a little bit more than my old place.
Oh yeah, Pause.
It gives me enough more.
Because you tell them how we decide to go for something more expensive on rent.
I don't remember.
Because that's the way that we moved together. Maximiliano very romantically said, well, it made sense to move together because it will be cheaper. And we're like, oh, thanks, I love you too much.
But then we started spending more on rent anyway. Oh, no. I think it worked out roughly what you were paying plus what I was paying. I know, a little bit more.
So, yeah, it wasn't romantic, but he was being a man. And he was being like, how do you say, objective. And yeah, it worked because...
Not objective, logical.
Logical, that.
Because I am.
And yeah, it worked. Also, it was like a lot of fresh air moving to somewhere different.
It was fresh air, but also my thought process specifically behind it was, if we push ourselves that we have to, because you always get what you have to pay for. For example, when a crackhead says they don't have money, do they stop and say, oh, I guess I'm not going to get high today? Or do they find a way to get the crack? Don't let a crackhead outwork you. Basically, that thought process was how I was thinking about it. If we make our rent more, not significantly more that we're trying to like stretch ourselves to $5,000 a month, which we're nowhere near on rent. So it was only about $340 to $350 more. So it wasn't crazy, but in that time, that $350 was actually necessary for us to eat.
And once we went to a better place, we just decided we wanted to
upgrade our lifestyle.
Like little by little. Don't go crazy. You can do it. You are just going to put yourself into more pressure. But for us, it has worked that we just we haven't stopped upgrading. since
Yeah,
that.
we've only been upgrading since that time. So we went from that first place to a better place with a better pool, more rooms, a bigger place, a better location. There was so many benefits of it that,
Newer.
like we said to ourselves, we want this to push us to be better. And it did.
Because also we working at home every day, so we wanted to be. I remember that it was something that we were like, we need natural light.
And we got natural
And
light
we
that turned
got-
into a sauna.
Yeah. So we got natural light that turned into 8,000 pesos of AC.
Yeah, $350 a month in AC. No, $400 a month in AC.
Yeah.
But just because of how hot the place was, because of the sun hitting it every day.
But
But
it was a cool change.
yeah, it was a cool change and necessary.
Man,
And then the unofficial earnings of that month were nearly $4,000, which was great.
But it gives me another month of breathing room to work hard, drive forward, and make some more cash.
Connect with the right people. This is the thing that's pushing me forward. It's about connecting with the right people and gaining the knowledge and wisdom that they have and implementing it into my life. How can I do that in the most effective way? That's what I'm asking myself every day. The project that I'm taking on is super big and there's so much that I need to do. Find editors, hire people, do the basic editing myself to make it like simple for editors when they come on board. Oh, I remember that, bringing on the first editor. I'm actually very lucky because I had someone guide me through the process of how to bring someone on and work with them. It didn't go to plan. The first one completely failed. The guy didn't end up wanting to work with us because the workload.
Yeah.
So we had so many problems with it, but they're the things that actually make it better in the long term. So for example, we had a client, still friends with the client now, but it was just very difficult to work together because the way that we worked together was just very different. So we ended up parting ways at that point. But shout out because he's actually a really great guy. But
We learned a lot from that.
we learned a lot. I learned how to bring someone on. I learned how to interview someone. I learned how to work with someone in a team and tell them what to do, which now I think about it, the little things that we do when we bring on a new editor, when we get a new client, it's actually so easy to work with them. And we put our boundaries in place with our team.
Yeah.
And we've learned so much along the way that now it makes our life 10 times easier than it was back then, because I just completely screwed up because I didn't know what I was doing. But that is how you learn, and that is how you improve, and that is how you get to the place where we are at now, where we can bring on other people and we find it that much easier.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, that you don't have to judge yourself, because before you didn't know. So you did what
It's
you
like
could.
speaking a new language.
Speaking a new language, going to the gym for the first time and be like, what the fuck is this? Like,
What does
are
that machine
these-
even do? Even when I go to a new gym, I go to the gym, I mean, look at me. I go to the gym virtually every day. When I go to a new gym and I look at a machine, I'm like, I do not have a clue how that works. I don't use it until I see someone else use it because I don't want to make myself look a fool, but that's life.
And it's okay to be the beginner, because if you're a beginner, that means that you're learning something new. So you staying with the fear, I don't want to be the beginner. Well, okay, stay like that your whole life and nothing is going to happen.
Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change, and you're not going to get better, and you're going to suck. So don't suck. You're watching this video, so you don't want to suck.
Just go through that phase and keep going and
Better.
do it.
I completely forgot to record the video to say that I added an extra $500 to my upline because of this large project. You can see the state of me. I'm very scruffy. I need a haircut, beard trim. But we making money, baby. This is all new to me. I've never hired someone before. I've never done any of this. But in these times, you just got to figure it out. Do you know what I mean? You could read about it. You could study it. But if you just go and do it, you may hire someone who's not so great. You may get a home run off the first shot. You don't know.
There's a pitch on the way, a swing and a belt, left field, way back, Blue Jays win it!
We didn't get a home run off the first shot, but we got a home run, or we learned how to get home runs. I think that's more important than getting the home run, is learning what to look for and what to find. And when you find them, let them run with everything. And that's what we've done personally.
Yeah. So you can do as many as you want, not just one.
But it's just a matter of doing the things and jumping in, even if you don't know how to do it yet, because the more you do it, eventually you'll learn. They were both feeling like what?
God, why?
I have so much I need to do, and I'm really in a non-productive mood.
So
I don't remember.
when you want all these things and you want to build the business to make more money, you then realize the stress of not having money goes away. But then the stress of the work comes heavy.
I prefer that one.
But I do prefer that one.
Yeah.
But you've got to be prepared for the stress. So that's why just preparing yourself for stress is normal and good in life.
But there's things that need to be done for today, And there's some days where you just feel like this, where you just really can't be and that's like, some days you feel really productive. Like the other day I did so much in one day. Like you did that as well, didn't you? But today I'm just like,
But guess what?
what?
The
Tacos?
more obstacles we have, the more I want it.
The more I want it.
And I'm hungry.
Okay, no, you're good, yeah.
Tacos?
Find editors, hire people, and do way more outreach. That's my focus. Come back to the next episode. So that was the whole process, and I think that was where we stopped with the Max Makes Money challenge because...
Really?
Yeah, because that's when we got a client, and then our life changed.